We're excited to be back, 2 times in the last 3 years to be back, and excited about this opportunity to play a great Ohio State football team. A very sound team, one of the top teams in the country, probably a player or two away from playing for the national championship, so it's a great honor to be playing against such a great opponent. We're excited about this challenge that we have ahead of us. Offensively, with these 2 guys sitting to my right, we're obviously excited about their performance to this point in the season, and I know these guys are ready to get back on the field.
We do have Taj Boyd and Sammy Watkins up here with us as well. So we have microphones on both sides of the room. Rebecca has one, Carol has the other. If you just raise your hand, and we will send the microphone over to you to ask your question. So we'll now open it up to questions for Coach or either of the players. Go right here in front on the right.
Coach, this is for you as well as Sammy. How do you think you've evolved, and how do you think Sammy's evolved from 2 years ago when you were here and Sammy was a freshman?
Well, as his freshman year, Sammy was kind of nobody knew about Sammy Watkins. He was just kind of coming on the scene and had a great freshman year. Was freshman All-American. Took a little bit step back last year, and maybe necessarily to his standard. 700 yards receiving for a receiver is a pretty good year, but to his standard a year ago wasn't to where he was his freshman year. And to watch him evolve and to watch him the way he prepared himself this summer and through spring football and into fall camp, and one thing that Sammy and I talked about last spring was he wanted to get back into the elite shape that he was in his freshman year. He felt like that may have hindered him the year before, his sophomore year. And so to watch him come back and to get into that elite shape that he was in and explosiveness that he has, I think we definitely are seeing Sammy play his best football that he's been in his career for us as Clemson Tigers. And the thing that stands out about Sammy is just his explosiveness and his ability to go up and just he just snatches or just grabs the ball out of the air. It's great strong hands, and you can almost hear the ball being plucked out of the air with Sammy. So to watch him evolve over the last 3 years, it's been a great ride, and excited about this game with him this Friday night.
Sammy, can you elaborate on that?
Just same thing, Coach. I definitely evaluated myself throughout the course of the year, and listened to the things that they wanted me to do. And me and Taj worked hard over the off season. And as a player standpoint, I think I grew as a mature player and just learning the game. And the coaches and the players definitely helped me out with the off season. And now I definitely say I'm prepared for the big games and ready to put on the show this upcoming game.
Going to the front row over here on the left.
This one's for Taj. Is it how you were pretty close with Ohio State? I know they were in the hunt with you all the way back in the recruiting process. Surreal to see them in this game in the Orange Bowl, and how close were you at that time, and where was Ohio State in the mix when you ended up making your decision?
Well, my recruiting process was pretty wild, kind of deal. So, essentially, if I would have committed at the Army All-American game throughout my recruiting process, I would have been a Buckeye right now. But, getting a chance to go down there and meet Roger McDowell, meet Malachi Goodman, those guys like that kind of helped change the course of it. So, definitely feel like this is the best spot for me. I couldn't have picked a better school, but, it is kind of surreal to end your final game as a Clemson Tiger against Ohio State. So, it's going to be a fun matchup, and I can't wait.
I'll go on the inside aisle all the way in the back.
Taj, Tim Reynolds of the AP here in Miami. Good morning. I'm sure you've talked about this for 4 weeks, so I apologize, but just how much of a motivating factor is it for you to be back in this game, given what happened the last time you guys were in this game?
Well, they always say you remember this your last game. Obviously, this isn't the last game, but this is our last trip here. And, what happened before was disappointing. I think it was a learning experience for us. If you look back at it and look at the roster, the team was so young. It was inexperienced. We'd never been in a situation like that before, so we didn't really know how to handle the situation. So, coming back here for the second time in 3 years is definitely an honor. It's a blessing for us, and we're just going to try to take full advantage of it, make sure we understand what we're here to do. It's going to be a fun trip. It's going to be a fun experience, but we're here to come and try to win a ball game, so we're going to do everything we can to make sure we do that.
Next question all the way over here on the right in the second row.
For Taj, I think you said yesterday a lot of people are calling this a legacy game for you. What do you call it?
You know, it's more of a finisher. I think when you start adding legacies and things of that nature, I think that's what people kind of incorporate in what they make it to be. Honestly, I mean, you know, for me, it's all about, you know, just trying to make sure it's the best game that I played thus far. It's more so not just for me, but for this program and this university. Obviously, you know, a win in a bowl game adds momentum. It adds a fuel to you during the offseason. So it's important for me personally to go out here and try to get a victory. It's also important for this team and what they're trying to accomplish next year as well. So, you know, will people remember this game as the sole game that kind of let me out? I'm not sure, but again, that's for kind of other people to say.
Carol, if you can bring a microphone right here in the front row. And guys, we're going to go all the way in the back of the room, standing up next to the camera.
Taj, this is for you. Ohio State in the championship game had some problems with their pass defense. They've struggled in the past couple games, going back to Michigan and before. What do you see as an offense that you can take advantage of, or that defense that you can, you know?
You know, with any team, whenever you have opportunities to go out there and make a play, you have to take advantage of it. Obviously, their past few games, as far as the pass defense collectively, hasn't been their best game. So I'm sure, you know, Coach Meyer and all those guys are doing everything in their power to make sure they adjust to it and figure out a way to correct it. But again, I mean, for us, you know, we just want to go out there and operate our system, what we're trying to do. When you start going out there and trying to figure out ways to do certain things and not what you're doing, essentially, it kind of just puts you on the shelf a little bit. So we go out here, we execute the system, we do what we're coached to do. I think we can go out here and have anything we want. But again, they're a great program. They're 24-1 in 2 years, and they're going to do everything that they possibly can to win this game as well.
I'll go down here in the front row on your right.
David Hood with TigerNet. This is for Coach Morris. Coach, what, minus this game, what should Taj Boyd's legacy be at Clemson? How should people remember him? And then, Sammy, when he gets done, tell me what you think Taj's legacy should be.
Well, I think you look at Taj and look at his career, and you know, while we all see what Taj and what y'all see that Taj does on the field, you know, 99%, very few get to see what he does off the field, and you do, David, obviously, but you're being so close to the program. But to watch Taj and how he interacts with our fan base, with our community, with our university. I mean, Taj truly is the face of our university, and to watch the accolades that he's gotten and the records that he's broken on the football field, he's done that much and more off the field. And I think, you know, whether he takes another snap or not, for what he's done for this program and for this university has been instrumental. And he's definitely set the standard to whoever the next quarterback is going to be at Clemson University. Has got big shoes to fill. Now, obviously, he wants to finish strong and go out on top as a winner and win in this last game, and that's our goal. That's our plan. And but his legacy, he's definitely put a standard at the quarterback position that we expect to be met and raised each year. It is a big deal. I've said it since the day I got here. It's a big deal to be the quarterback of the Clemson Tigers. And Taj has taken that, and he's superseded a lot of people's expectations of him. You know, he definitely has got goals for himself, and this is one that we want to go out and we want to finish strong. You know, we come back from, and just referring back to last year, obviously the performance that he put on the bowl game last year was probably one of the best performances of all bowl seasons by a quarterback. And that coming off of a loss of our last regular season game. And so much the same this year. The last regular season game didn't finish the way we wanted it to, and I know Taj has been working extremely hard to again come back and be ready for this last game.
From my point, he's a great guy. He leads on and off the field many different ways. And he did help this program out and brought it from the bottom to the top. And I think he's been tremendous throughout my career and his career. And he helped me out personally on the field with just getting acclimated as a freshman. and just operating this offense. It's not easy. He deals with a lot of different things, and I think that he handled himself well and handled this university and put us on a pedestal and represent us properly.
We'll go over here in the second row on your left.
Chad, along the same lines, just wanted you to address what growth you've seen in Taj since you first started working with him, where he's become better as a quarterback, where he's become better as a leader.
Well, you know, when we talk about the growth of Taj as a player, and, you know, I don't know if we've got enough time in this press conference for me to cover all that, but, you know, when I first got there, you know, Taj struggled catching a shotgun snap. And, you know, just a quick story. I hope you don't get mad at me here, Taj, but that's okay if he does. You know, really, our first spring there, you know, we're installing our offense, and he really struggled catching the snap, just something that we take for granted, a shotgun snap. And to the point to where it really alarmed me that I actually contacted our training staff and sent him to the eye doctor because I thought he needed glasses. And so they came back and he had 20/20, and I said, wow, something's wrong here now, Taj. We got to figure this out. And so, but no, to watch him from that standpoint and watch him grow. You know, Taj started this thing out, and he was trying to memorize the offense. He was trying to memorize every play, and you can't do that. You have to understand that we have answers. Every play's got an answer, and you got to understand the system and what your answer is. And that's one thing we take a lot of great pride in. And so to watch him evolve into that and to come into the player that he's been has definitely been a blessing. I've enjoyed it. Obviously, being the quarterback and the coordinator, we've become very close. And you know, you know, we know it's going to come to an end at some point in time, Friday night, early Saturday morning, with his career. But I can tell you, I'm one of the biggest Taj Boyd fans and always will be. And so excited about watching him perform, but watch him grow has been remarkable.
All right, what we're going to do now, Sammy, we're actually going to release you to the player interview room behind us. Taj, if you stay up here, I think we have one more. Okay.
Yeah, Taj, what makes Chad Morris worth the money? You've dealt with him now and stuff. What sets him apart, do you think?
Well, you know, honestly, he's been one of the most influential people in my life. You know, my growth, my development. You know, he's really straightforward and honest in everything that he does. You know, I tell people the story about, you know, my first spring and our first spring together, and it wasn't the best spring, I would say. And he pretty much came up to me and was like, "Look, man, either you're gonna get it done, or I'm gonna find somebody that will." So just somebody who can put their foot down and let you know what you need to work on, not just as a player but as a person as well. You got to respect it and you got to love it. His enthusiasm, and you know, it's kind of, you know, his encouragement is kind of offset sometimes, but again, that's what makes him special. That's what makes him the best coordinator in the country. So works really hard at his job, make sure he has the best staff around him, and you know, just puts his heart and soul in everything that he does. So if you can do anything wholeheartedly in life, you're going to be the best at it, and that's what I think he is.